Let's move on to our next story. And this is one I'm going to pick because it's a good one. And this is the following.
Good.
Oh, they get better, darling. Am I the arsehole for telling a social worker the real reason my sister wants to foster a kid? So, I'm 28 and female. No, she's not. I have a sister for the sake of the story. I'll just call Jane. Jane is married to Bob, and they have 2 kids, boy and a girl. My niece and nephew are wonderful kids, and no trouble at all. They fight a sibling, do nothing big. I love them. Now, for about 2 years, I did live with my sister. It was miserable. It affected our relationship. She saw me as free labor, money, and babysitting. Even when I managed to get a small part-time job, she demanded I hand over nearly half my pay to get out. It was hell, as she took complete advantage of me. I moved out as soon as I could, and we had little contact outside our family gatherings. Now, Zippy, my darling, I love you. No more vaping, please. 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 Please.
I push my microphone like as far away as it can go. Here, I'll just mute myself.
I love you. I love you. Remember that. Anyway, she started talking about how she wanted to foster a kid. Not a kid, but a teenager. I pressed her for more info on this. She wants to adopt a teenager so she can have a live-in babysitter for her kids. This is her logic. I want a kid around 16 or 17. You know, someone who may have been in the system for a while. They can share a room with your nephew. She only has a 3-bedroom house, or sleep in the garage. They can help me with housework, chores, and cook, and help me with my business. She bakes and sells cookies. Also, babysit the kids so me and Bob can go outside or have some alone time. They'll be so grateful for a home and won't complain. I won't have to pay them at all. And when they turn 18, I can sign up for another foster kid. A teenager will be so much easier than a little kid. They will be grateful to just have a roof, food, siblings, if they have separated from their real ones, and clothes. I was horrified. Told her it was a horrible idea. She didn't listen to me. She went on with it anyway. About a month ago, a social worker showed up at my apartment to ask me some questions about my sister. She had put me down as a character witness or something. I immediately told the social worker why my sister really wanted to foster a kid and how she treated me when I lived with her. The lady thanked me. My sister called crying, saying she wouldn't be considered for adoption or fosters. The social worker told her that they felt her home and her weren't a good fit. She asked if I said anything and I told the truth. She went off at me, hung up, and we haven't spoken since. She has sent some angry texts. A couple of family members are on her side. They think foster kids are fucking dogs or something and would be happy just to have a roof and would be gladly to do all the housework. So, am I the asshole here?
Oh,
Sorry, no! I was on mute.
my fucking God. What in the name of Charles goddamn Dickens are you thinking?
Right, yes, right?
Oh, see, I was thinking Cinderella. I had Cinderella.
Oh, that works
images.
too.
I was thinking like plantations. You're getting legal slaves. That's what she's
Essentially.
chasing.
Having friends who, as a lesbian couple, spent like legitimately 2.5 to 3 years fighting in the state of Georgia to be allowed to foster, and another 2 years after that to be allowed to adopt this child who is a teenager and who they care for very much. This person is exactly what the fuck is wrong with the foster system.
Mm-hmm.
And they are more often than not getting accepted into the foster system because someone like their sister won't stand up and be like, oh no, they're a shitbag and they just want to have alone time and want to have a live-in babysitter and get paid to have a live-in babysitter because you get paid for foster kids. Oh, this is not an asshole. This is a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. And heroes don't wear capes.
Anne, do you have anything you'd like to add? You seemed quite invested in this story.
Oh, I'm mad. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things here, and I think that, while it's unfortunate that, he lost this relationship with his sister, I think it was, like, think of he saved at least one kid in the system who she was targeting someone who's been in the system for a long time. If you've been in the system for so long, like, these kids haven't had an easy life. And I couldn't stand the fact that in the story they were saying, like, well, they should just be grateful to be here. Like, that's infuriating. So he's absolutely right in what he did.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for all your views and opinions. Always join in on chat. So can I get a raise of hand for not the asshole?
Can we get a hero vote or?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So Meg's like, oh, I'm fostering 3 next week.
No.
Yeah, you're perfectly acceptable. Yes, I.
Sometimes I have to think about what person we're talking about when we get to the end of the crazy story, and I'm like, wait, which person was the narrator?
Same.
Yes. There you go.